Channel Nebraska Columbus News Team, Brandon Axmit with you for another edition of Around Our Area, where I am currently in downtown Columbus and with the owner of Glurr's Tavern, Todd Troffels. And Todd, for those who don't know, behind us is a very historic site and something that's pretty much a staple of downtown Columbus. Tell us more about Glurr's Tavern.
Well, Glurr's Tavern was established in 1876 by two Swiss immigrant brothers, William and Joseph Bucher, and they ran the tavern probably for about 35, 40 years, and they hired a saloon helper named Louis Glurr somewhere around the early 1900s, and he ended up taking over the bar in the 19-teens. All the numbers, I've seen different numbers on them, so 1915, 1916, somewhere in there, Louis Glurr took it over, and it's been Glurr's Tavern since that time. And then Louis had an untimely death in like 1933, and then his two sons, Conrad and Louis Jr., took over, and they ran the bar from 1933, 34 to 1968. And then one of them died, and their older sister took it over with her husband, Eleanor and Gus Virgits, and they ran the bar for another 10 years. So it was in the family for a long time, up until about 1978, the Glurr family. But it's only had two names, and there's been a half dozen owners as far as I can remember.
And as the sign behind us depicts, this is a historic site. What all goes into determining that it gets this sort of label?
Governor Exon in 1972 put Glurr's Tavern as a National Historic Site in 1972. So they filled out the paperwork and qualified. So it's been on the Register of National Historic Places since 1972.
And it has the title, the oldest tavern in the West. Is that west of the Missouri River?
West of Missouri, in 1970, what year was it? 1974, I think. There's a trade publication called the Beverage Analyst had a contest, and Glurr's Tavern won as the oldest tavern in continuous operation west of the Missouri River. Never been closed, never burnt down, relocated, stayed open during Prohibition. It always has been a tavern, so as far as I've been told.
All right, and you've owned this since 1992, so I'm assuming probably there's a lot of people when they come to Columbus, they say, I got to see this historic site and come to Glurr's Tavern. What do you hear when people come and visit this place in Columbus, Nebraska?
When the Lincoln Highway Association thing went on, we had a lot of people traveling for that. And we just get a lot of older people that are interested in seeing older taverns. And then there was an app out like last summer, visit the oldest tavern in each state. So we've had a lot of people come in just for that, you know. One of our big claims to fame is that Buffalo Bill drank beer in here. He drank beer. He is known to have come to Columbus on 6 different occasions, and they documented them all, and he was really good friends with the North brothers here in town. And when one of the North brothers died, they brought the funeral procession right down 11th Street where we're here, went down to the cemetery, and then the whole funeral party came back to the bar, and Buffalo Bill came in and he dropped a $1,000 bill down on the bar for William Bucher and tried to buy the house around. So that's the legend story, so that's the one I tell.
That's a legend. Another just along those lines, I just want to know, as the bar owner, craziest story you may have experienced over these past 26 years. Maybe not craziest, but exciting, happy, you know where I'm going with this.
Well, most of the fun things are just seeing people year in and year out when they come back for holidays, and have seen them as they grow up and their families have came back to Columbus and they have kids now, and when they first started coming to the bar when they were 20 and 21 and 92, and now they're back here again 25 years later bringing their kids in to eat. You know, that's the neatest thing. And it's a great gathering place for local people, and a great gathering place for people from, say, the 70s and 80s, my era, to come back, and they'll always find somebody they know when they get into town.
All right, Todd, well, I appreciate you taking the time, sharing with us all this information about Glurr's Tavern. A great place to hang out in downtown Columbus. It's historic. It also has burgers as well as other food as well, so you basically can get your fill if you stop in here. History lesson and food.
That's right. Our burgers have been voted best at Columbus like 8 of the last 10 years, so you won't go away disappointed.
That is Todd, the owner of Glurr's Tavern here in downtown Columbus. I'm Brandon Axmit, and that wraps up another segment of Around Our Area on News Channel Nebraska Columbus News Team.